Okay, so let's see who we got here today. Alright, we got on the blue side, we got a Heimerdinger, Zhenjiao, Galio, Jing, and Lux. And on the red side, we have a Riven, Hecarim, Vel'Koz, Jinx, and Ziggs. And they're off. Look at them go to their respective lanes. Now, as you were commenting earlier, Jim, we got a pretty unconventional bottom lane from the red side. That would be the top side there. We got a Jinx and a Ziggs going bottom. Now you see they got their strategy going off. This is a very standard beginning for the Ziggs and Hecarim there, where bottom will help the jungle out at blue, and top generally does the same. However, it would appear the blue side is setting up to steal the red here. Right there. You got that right, Bill. It looks like they're scouting that out pretty well. They got Heimerdinger in that top bush there. They got Zhenjiao right here getting ready. And, of course, they got this guy, Galio. Now, he's one of my favorite champions in the game, just because of... Oh, let's check that one out. Check out the replay. We already got a first blood in here. Oh, let's go down to check it all out. Uh-oh, looks like Jinx was checking the bush there. Doesn't have any backup. Oh, and there it went. And there's the first blood. They use their flash and heal. So keep in mind, Jing only got about 500 gold for that, but it also keeps Lux underleveled and undergolded at the beginning. That's right, Bill. Wonderful commentary. Thank you, Jim. Now, you saw they stole, the blue side there stole that red, and the standard blue side got the red side got their standard blue buff. Alright, so by the time he gets over to that red, he won't even notice. I think we saw a ping there just a second ago. That might have been from the middle Vel'Koz there to the top. He might have been scouting. Oh, that could be true there, Jim. Thanks, Bill. Alright, so let's check out the bottom lane. They were under a little bit of trouble because, of course, the Jing got that first pick off. So the red side is starting at a huge disadvantage there at the beginning. But if this Lux isn't careful, there it is. They've basically equalized that gold right there. Right you are. Now let's look at the middle here. We got Galio versus Vel'Koz. Now, Jim, who would you give this advantage to, and why? Well, Bill, I would actually give this advantage to probably Galio, if he knows what he's doing. Why is that? Well, Vel'Koz is really good at bursting, so if he can get his combination off, he should be okay. But Galio can just dive and stun him and beat him up. Now, Vel'Koz is a little bit of a squishier champion. He can't really move quickly. He's got to rely on his poke damage to slow and wear his opponents down before they get in close. Oh, how interesting. Yes, but let's see here. That dynamic will shift, I think, quite dramatically here in about 10 minutes. Now, Galio's going to have control. Oh, we see the blue side going back there. Is that Jing conceding the lane a little bit? I think he kind of has to. But it doesn't mean that they're going to get a huge lead. It looks Jinx is overstaying her welcome. Let's go back down there. Top lane looks about even. Riven might bite the dust here in a second. Oh, and there was the Jinx. Oh, Jinx got the kill. Jinx got the kill. So, that's actually driving the red side into a further advantage. Yes. Oh, it looks like we got a little jungle action. Let's take a look at the replay. Oh, Zhen Zhao took Hecarim down. Yes, he had a clear level advantage. And right now, that's basically all they got, because they haven't gone back to buy anything, really. So, the only advantage they'd have is buff and experience. Oh, thank you, Jim, for your wonderful commentary. Yes, that's right. Thank you very much. I'm always glad to help. Now let's take a look at top lane. We got Riven versus Hecarim. Who would you say has the advantage in the top lane? Well, now this is another very interesting matchup to me. Because Riven is very in your face. She can jump in someone, jump right in front of someone and beat them up. She's got that shield. She's got that, oopsie daisy. She's got that shield ability if she dashes. So, when she's fighting, if she dashes in to take those turrets down quickly enough, she should be okay. However, if she lets Heimerdinger do this and get established, he's going to be a very difficult opponent if they're not careful. Uh-oh, looks like we got a Hecarim diving. Yes, here he goes. Uh-oh, there's a failed attempt. But what he did do correctly, if Riven could follow up on it, is he took a little bit of the aggro from the turrets to let the Riven take out one of those turrets, get a little bit of sway in this lane. The problem being that Heimerdinger probably has, oh, there you go, you got that gear floating around him. That means he's got another turret ready to go. So that just goes to show you, for someone like Heimerdinger, you've really got to stay on top of him. Isn't that right, Jim? That's right, Bill. But you know what? If you can take Heimer's guns down, he really doesn't have a whole lot he can do. He would actually be at a severe disadvantage to that Riven. Unfortunately, she doesn't seem like she's well equipped enough to take care of him right at the moment. Now, let's take a look back down to that bottom lane, where we can see the blues kind of pushing in to the red side. That Jing and Lux are forcing this Jinx under the tower. Now, some might say that is an advantage in territory, because they think closer is better. Actually, that doesn't seem to be the case. Why is that, Jim? Well, you see there, Jinx could just shoot those minions as long as she got, as long as they ping and let middle know what's happening. They could just farm there, get last hits, and nothing's bad. Now the problem here is they're not pinging until it's too late. If Vel'Koz can hold them off, then there's really no advantage. And Galio took a ton of damage. A ton of damage. And really didn't do anything. So he's forced to go back. What little they did to push in is practically negated by the fact that Vel'Koz is just wiping out those minions. So if you think about it in terms of gold, Vel'Koz is lining up with a net gain, while their three blue people have to share whatever gold they got. This Drake will, however, make up for that gold deficit slightly with that movement speed. Now, normally movement speed doesn't really help, but here it goes. Jinx is in trouble. Yes, they seem to be closing in right on her. Yep, Jinx is gone, baby. Jinx is gone. That is one danger of pushing past that river without much vision. You can see they got a ward there, but I'm not so certain that Jinx was paying attention, and I don't know that she was one who laid it down. So now she has to retreat, allowing the gold to sway back into blue's favor. Now, right now, there's only about 800 gold difference, and that's not very much. Let's see, depending on how they've distributed it. Let's see here. Distributed it? That's right, Jim. Sorry, Jim. Distributed it. That's a better pronunciation of that. You know what, Jim? You don't have to be an asshole about it. Sorry, Bill. I mean, I'm here trying my best, announcing just like you are. While all this is happening, I'm trying to keep everybody straight, just like you are. I'm not an expert in League of Legends. This is not my forte. I got here last week. I don't even know what their names are. Oh, sorry, Bill. It didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Well, you did. You fucking did. And right there, the Riven just killed Heimerdinger with Hecarim's backup. How's that for announcing, Jim? You're doing good there, Bill. Thank you. Now, can we please get back to the commentary where Red is pushing into Blue's bottom lane? Jinx and Jing are going at it. Jing is getting pretty low with Jinx in the lead, and Ziggs is doing really well to zone. You're right there, Bill. You're right. Thank you, Jim. Now, right now it looks like Red has the advantage on the bottom, which is true. Their gold lead is going up and all that, but what they need to be careful of... Oh, there's a Lux kill. There's a Lux kill by Jinx. What do they need to do, the blue lane, to come back from this severe deficit in the bottom? Well, Red is pushed really far forward at the moment, and they've only got the one ward in this bush that is about to time out. So, if the blue jungle, I think that's the Galio, can come in from the backside, that Jinx is going to be wide open. Oh, and there it is. There's the Ziggs, and here goes the Jinx. Oh, there it goes. They're chasing her down. There's nowhere to go. That's the last call, and that's his last chance to get out. Her last chance. Fuck you, Jim. Seriously. I'm doing my best. Sorry, Bill. Just saying, Jinx is a woman. Yeah, but come on, you knew what I meant. All right, bud. You do you. Sorry. All right. Now, we just saw Galio bite a big what, Bill? Bite the big one. That's what I meant to say, Jim. All right. You're getting back at it, buddy. You hang in there. I don't need your pity. All right, Bill. You just calm down now. All right. So, bottom, it appears, just got a kill off of Jinx, which is giving Jing a killing spree. And from those 3 kills from the bottom, the gold lead has swung back in Blue's favor. Turrets are now even, 12 minutes in. Now let's take a look at this Vel'Koz. Looks like he's going to bottom, trying to help them out. Let's see. He's kind of blind there. The only vision they've got is that tri-bush right there. So if Vel'Koz were to go check this bush down here where Ziggs is, it would be very bad. But Vel'Koz looks like he's going to run into Lux. Now, one thing you gotta remember when you're... Oh, there he's unloading. When you're fighting Vel'Koz, is he can unleash everything at once. He's got really no latency between any of his abilities. He can just take you down. Now, Galio, on the other hand, is doing the thing that a lot of Galio players do since the revamp of Galio. He is a very big, tanky type fella, and a lot of people think that they can just run into a group of people and not die. Now, you did see it took him a little bit to die, but he still did. And that gold is now swinging back to Red's favor. They're evening out this gold because Galio was a little bit too headstrong. Oh, but here we got Zen Zhao coming in on Ziggs. Ziggs is taking a pound. Oh no! Oh no! If Jinx can't get out of here, this would be going to be a really tough hill to climb if Zen Zhao gets pretty built. Yeah. He's a really dangerous character right now, Bill. That's right. So, if this were you, what would your game plan be at this point in the match? If you're red side trying to come back. Well, Bill, I think that if it were me in this situation, they've got Vel'Koz, Hecarim, Jinx, Ziggs, and Riven. All those characters are very good at doing AoE damage very quickly. Now, Ziggs and Vel'Koz are good at poking, but if they're in a big team fight, their damage, just like that, is going to tear through everyone. With Vel'Koz's passive being every 3 ticks of a spell, he does true damage. And Ziggs is just incredibly powerful by himself. So if they were to fight in a small crevice, say this jungle area here, they would be at a massive advantage. Now, what they can't do is allow their characters just run off 2s and 3s into the jungle. That'll leave them vulnerable, and that, for the blue side, will leave the window open for them to lose. Wonderful insight there, Bill. You're Bill? Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Jim. It's okay, Bill. You're doing fine. Sorry, Jim. Really trying to keep it together. Are you doing okay, Bill? Yeah, Jim. I just don't know what to do. Well, go ahead and tell me about it. Well, yeah. Well, Margaret moved out. Oh, so sorry. Yeah, she moved out last week. Oh, what was the reason? Why'd you do it? I don't know. I don't know why that crazy lady decided to tear my heart out and walk out of my life like I was nothing. Oh, well, what was happening recently? Well, I have no idea. Well, the thing that happened was her parents gave me a gift. They gave me a really nice gift, like a $50 gift card to Walmart, and they weren't there in person. So she gave it to me, and she said, "Oh, this is for my parents, $50 gift card." Oh, that sounds lovely. Yeah. So what was your reaction? Well, I just said, "Oh, that's really nice." And she got mad. Oh. Well, you said it was nice, right? Yeah. She said I didn't show any enthusiasm. Oh. Well, maybe she just thinks that because of that, you don't necessarily care. Well, I'm just not that kind of a person. I don't show my emotions through talking. I can't be outlandishly cartoony at the very notion of somebody being nice. Now, I know her parents are loving people, and they love me the way I love them. They love me like their own child. But I just don't show emotion that way. I don't go through talking the way... I don't show how I feel the way I talk, right? Oh, yeah, I mean, you're usually more of a reserved fellow. Kind of why I'm a little taken back by this whole thing. Yeah, I show how I feel through my actions, Jim. That's why last year when you gave me that cake for my birthday, the next week, I bought you that wonderful case of beer. Yeah, that was really nice. Yes, that was me saying thank you for caring about me. Oh. I guess I hadn't thought about it that way. I mean, that's just the way I show my emotions. I can show my emotions just like anybody else. It's just I choose a different method. I guess that was just something you needed to Explain to her. I tried as she was leaving. She just wasn't having it. She left. I was explaining to her that that's how I show my emotion, and she was saying that because of that, I was just making excuses. Oh. Well, Bill, maybe you're better off without her. Maybe it's okay. I just don't know, Jim. By the way, blue lane is pushing in on bottom, and they all the way push to middle tower, the second tier, and top lane, second tier. Alright, so let's get back to the game real quick. Let's see. It looks like the gold lead is about 3,000 in favor of the blue side. Jinx, Vel'Koz, looks like they just took out a lot of the bottom lane pressure. I think they might have taken that Lux out. I wasn't really paying attention. I was kind of focusing more on your story. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jim. I just don't know what to do. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We can just watch this red team take this fire drake. Okay. And that'll be good for them too, right? Because the blue side already has 2 drakes. Oh, here comes this. Oh, a steal attempt. But to no avail by the Xin. Galio is in there. He's pretty tough. Uh-oh, if they're not careful. I think it's a trade. So far, I think it's a trade. Oh, it's 2-for-1 trade. But they got the Drake, which they desperately needed. Oh, there's a 3-for-1. I don't know at that point if the Drake is worth it. Well, it depends on how late this game goes. If the red team can hold on until their gold lead gets to a point, or until their gold gets to a point where they have equivalent items, then a gold lead doesn't even matter, and that Drake in a team fight will matter even more. Oh, well, thank you for your insight there, Jim. Thanks, Bill. Now, if we look back at the top lane, we got Heimerdinger facing off against Jinx. Now, this is a pretty straightforward matchup with that Heimerdinger popping his ultimate there. Now, is that how you would have played this? Well, I just started playing last week, but generally in that situation, if I were Heimerdinger, I would just try to harass that Jinx as much as I possibly could, seeing as how my blue side is pushing all the way into their base. Now, that's a pretty good idea. And they look like they were trying to do that. The flaw in their strategy was they went 1 and 4. Or, I'm sorry, they went 1, 1 and 3. 1 being the top, 1 being the middle, 3 being the bottom. And those 3 were up against 5 red, which is okay if you're incredibly steamrolling the other team, but if you're not, it leaves those 3 incredibly vulnerable to attack. I see. Which is why this red team is now pushing back and actually pushing the middle lane. This Vel'Koz, however, needs to be very careful about his push. Why is that? Well, he's vulnerable by himself. Now, this teleport from Hecarim, oh, it's a Ziggs teleport. This teleport from Ziggs is going to help put pressure on, of course. But these 2 champions are very low mobility, and you see how they're being collapsed in upon. Ziggs is probably dead. Vel'Koz might get away, but because this Jig is coming down, they're both probably going to die. And now this, oh, good job. Riven looked like she was going to teleport, which would have been assured death, but she canceled it at the last second. Well, that's a wonderful observation there, Jim. Thank you, Bill. It's nice to be, it's nice to know that you appreciate me sometimes. You know what, Jim? I'm working on that, and I appreciate that, Bill. Thanks, Jim. Let's see here. Let's get back to the game. Middle lane, blue side is pushed to the second tower. They just got the red tower, second tier. They got 3 pushed in middle, with Hecarim fighting by himself. He's solo fighting. Hecarim can do that for a little bit because of his sustain and his tankiness, but he's got to be careful. Now, Vel'Koz is trying to go in. Now it's a 2-on-3, but Hecarim has got to go back and heal before they go in. Otherwise, it's basically just going in half-cocked, and they will lose eventually. Now, Hecarim's regen is allowed. Oh, there's Vel'Koz's equalizer. There's Vel'Koz's equalizer. It looks like the Galio got a little bit overexcited with the push. He didn't wait for the next wave, and that's what allowed Vel'Koz and Hecarim to get that dual stun and just burn him down real quick. Now, this is not going to win the game for the red team, but it is a window back in the game. If blue team had simply been patient and waited for the next wave, waited and waited, slowly tearing it down, they could have just sieged that tower. But now they lost pressure on the map. And Jinx there, while they were pushing that middle with those 3 people, Jinx pushed the entire bottom lane all the way in. And because she did not get punished for doing so, the red team is evening out the turret lead and the gold lead in one shot, basically. Now, if the blue side had waited and actually been able to keep the pressure on middle, that would have potentially forced Jinx back. But of course I can't read the future. I don't know what she would have done. But that's a logical conclusion to that strategy. Wonderful analysis there, Bill. Jim, sorry, I just keep doing that. It's okay, Bill. You just take all the time you need. Thanks, Jim. Thank you. Oh, here comes Heimerdinger. He's popping his ultimate. But what he doesn't see is he's got 3 people to contend with. Now, Heimerdinger is good against the team if he's surprising him. Now, Lux came and she surprised their team. She actually wiped out Ziggs and Vel'Koz in one fell swoop because they're very squishy, and that's what she can do. She's got to be careful because this Riven is not as squishy as those 2 she just took out. And there it went. Riven can tower dive like the best of them. She's a champ who is built to do that. Yes. Unfortunately, a lot of people think those towers are just going to keep them safe no matter what. But what they don't realize is that damage builds exponentially. The first shot might not do a whole lot. Second shot, that'll do quite a bit. Third and fourth, that'll kill someone. Now, Hecarim's got to be careful. He's running in at the Jing. He might get the kill on that Jing, but he's going to die. And they're going to lose this Drake because of it. Oh, there's Jinx. She's evening out the damage. Can they hold on for Vel'Koz to get there? Here comes the Vel'Koz. He's running in. He might get it. Does he have ultimate? Oh, he can pop down that Jing. Oh, if he pops that E, it's over. Uh-oh, here it comes. Okay, so they lost the Drake, but it looks like they're about to get 2 kills off of it, unless this Lux comes from behind. Yes, they got to be careful. This is a very interesting matchup right now. I don't know that they see that Lux behind them. This is a very dangerous thing for Xin Zhao to be doing. He just gave them a kill to their Lux, but then this Jinx is there. Yes, that is a very precarious situation. Now, this is to all the fans and stands up there. You might want to be careful if you're chasing somebody through the jungle, because especially if you can't see, there is, like, you might as well just assume someone's chasing you if you can't see in the jungle and you're chasing one of their opponents. That's just a natural reaction. Like, what would you do if your teammate were being chased through the jungle? You would probably try to save them, as would their team. That is human nature, my friend. Great insight there, Bill. Thanks, Jim. Oh, it looks like Riven's chasing down that Galio. Gotta run straight into that Jing. Again, gotta be careful when you're chasing people through the jungle. Riven is really powerful, but Jing can burst, and there's Galio. I mean, he wasn't out of the fight. Galio's ultimate gives him near, like, a quarter of the map that he can travel in about 2 seconds. He'll stun you, he'll double stun you, he'll triple stun you with his taunt, and you're basically a sitting duck. Even if you have as much burst as Riven does. Great insight there, Jim. Thanks, Bill. Now these two in the middle gotta be careful. They got no vision in that river. It looks like Vel'Koz is gonna be in trouble. Hecarim's there. Hecarim's fighting. He's trying to peel. Oh, and there's a good poke. A nice little... It won't do any damage, but it's a nice little wall for those two to get away. To heal, come back, fight again. It looks like top lane, we got Jinx and Ziggs. Ziggs has got to be careful. He's by himself. Again, no vision in this jungle. One thing people got to be careful about is the jungle is, even if it's your jungle, if you have no vision there, it's just as dangerous. So you can't think that you're safe. That's not your base. That's part of the whole map. They can be there just as much as you can. So if you have no vision, do be careful. Looks like we got a team fight brewing here in the middle. Oh, we got... Oh, Jinx just got a double kill, it looks like. Oh, she's gonna pop the GA. If Hecarim jumps back in there... Oh, and there goes Jinx. Hecarim ran away. If Hecarim had stayed to fight, do you think they could have won it, Jim? I don't think so, Bill. It looks like that they have Galio with his GA and Jing. So I think it would have been an even trade. Although the burst from the Jinx and the Hecarim might have been enough to sway it. Like if they had targeted Jing, it could have done it. And now it looks like they got Galio's GA popped. Ziggs, oh, might have done it. Might go Jing. Oh, just by a width of a whisker. That's a fun little analysis there. Thank you, Jim. Looks like Riven's about to take out Lux, and there she went. Now, the gold is 10,000 in favor of the blue team. This is looking fairly dire for red. However, they can come back from this. If they fight on the team, if Galio is impatient, like he is, kind of like that. Now, Jinx did die, but Galio died too, and that money went on to Jinx. So, she's getting money back. Their damage is going higher and higher. Riven's got to be careful. Hecarim's got to be careful too. Uh-oh. Meanwhile, Xin Zhao is taking out their second inhibitor. This is looking very dire for the red team. Yes, it is there, Bill. I'm wondering if they even have the heart to come back. Well, I've seen it happen before. I might not have been playing this game for a while, but I've been a fan of the strategy for quite some time. Well, that's very interesting there, Bill. Thanks, Jim. Now, the best thing for this team to do, in my opinion, what's that, Bill, is to have Riven and Hecarim go back heal, come back as a front line, Vel'Koz and Ziggs. Oh, there we're going. There we're getting the team fight. That's what we're wanting to see. The blue team took down... Oh, watch out, Vel'Koz. Watch out, Vel'Koz. Do be careful. He's about to get poked down in the minion wave. Uh-oh, is it going to be a close one? And, okay, it's 1 for 1. But I think that's in favor of the red team, maybe? I don't know, Bill. The red team can't afford to lose people for 40 seconds at a time. The blue team very well can. What is Riven doing, just standing outside the wall there? I'm not certain. Maybe she's given up the will to fight. Looks like she's just standing there and waiting for the end. Oh, I sure hope not. Unfortunately, that appears to be the thing. Here she comes on the back side. She's going to assassinate. She should probably go for the Lux first. Galio second. Because Lux can put down more damage. It looks like we got a DC on our hands. It looks like Riven has disconnected from the game. Uh-oh, things are just looking more and more bleak for the red side. The swan song is a plan. You just hate to see this kind of ending to a game. This hard-fought game, all decided by an accidental disconnection. And that's the ball game. A hard-fought match by both sides, yet, in the end, it was decided by someone's poor internet connection. Yeah, Bill, I think maybe this person should think about playing Legends at home instead of Starbucks. That's right. And perhaps if they're playing, they ought to close their internet pornography windows. Probably a good idea on that one. That'll do it for us today, folks. Thank you for joining us on the Lolligaggers Commentary team. I'm Bill. And I'm Jim. And my soon-to-be ex-wife can go suck a dick. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.